Today I'm going to talk about how $100,000 nowadays isn't that much money. Nowadays, $100,000, although I get it, it seems like a lot, it is a lot even to me in a way, it really isn't that much money. If you buy a house, and not even a big house, you're talking a modest house, that money's gone. And if you buy a car, and we're not even talking a Lamborghini or Bugatti. I mean, picture that Bugatti in the distance. That looks nice. Nope, you can't afford it. We're talking a Tesla at best, which everyone seems to have nowadays. That money is gone. And I get it, I wouldn't mind a Tesla. You wouldn't mind a Tesla. You wouldn't mind a house. I wouldn't mind a house. I get that it's still a lot of money in a way, but in the grand scheme of things, that really isn't much to work with, to be honest. I mean, we're not buying mansions. We're not flying around the world and eating at the most exotic restaurants and, driving around in a garage filled with 10 sports cars here. So why do I bring this up? I think nowadays our minds really have to expand and look 10x, 100x, 1000x to see how we can make $1 million, $10 million. Because of inflation, the six-figure earner of the 1980s is no longer the six-figure earner of today. Patrick Bet-David of the YouTube channel Valuetainment did a great video on this a few years ago where he explained what $100,000 could get you a couple decades ago, back when being a six-figure earner was the big thing to achieve for the average man. Now, a lot of us still strive to hit that six-figure level, but unfortunately, it doesn't even mean the same thing as it used to. Nowadays, six figures after tax is like maybe at best a slightly above average income. And there's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't just strive to keep getting more and more and more for no reason more than the sake of getting more. Because then where does that lead you? Just this endless chase for what you don't even know what you're after. Happiness, money, pleasure. And so what my philosophy is you want to have enough so you don't have to suffer. So you can have the freedom that you want. To do the things you want. And so, those cars, those mansions, those planes won't give you the pleasure, the satisfaction, and the eternal peace and happiness that you might look for. It might just give you a temporary sense of ecstasy, and then you're like, okay, what's the big deal? As proven by a lot of scientific studies on happiness and the hedonic treadmill, which is the scientific term for this effect, and lottery winners and people who break their legs as they track their happiness. So I think there's one part of me that says, definitely still strive for those goals, but break beyond six figures. Let's go to seven figures. Let's go to 8 figures. And part of you is kind of thinking, well, if you do achieve those levels, don't let that dictate your happiness. It's not so much about constant pursuit of wealth as much it is about enough so you don't have to worry. A lot of people assume that earning money means you're greedy or you're inconsiderate or you're selfish, and that's not always the case. A lot of people, because they haven't hit that certain level they want, they have to compromise, they have to struggle in life, they can't afford certain things. And I know from first-hand experience, because I'm not at even the six-figure level yet, how it is. There's doors that I would love to get fixed and cleaned. There's dishwashers that I wish were fixed because they won't close all the way. There's a lack of space in the bedroom that I wish there was more of. You get the point. So it's not about greediness. It's about freedom and comfort to expand, to not have to suffer, so you can achieve your highest potential and live a comfortable, happy life. So that's that. And I guess that really leads to how do you achieve that 6-figure, 7-8-figure thing? And that's a question I'm not going to answer because I don't know the answer. I mean, I've read a lot of books on it. I can tell you a lot of lessons from these books, from millionaires, but do they always work? Not always. And you probably would want to hear from them directly anyways. They're all over YouTube. They're on hundreds of books. So that's it. I think just to conclude, the main point is that 6 figures is not what it used to be, and it's important to expand to the 10x, 100x level, and doing so can help you not just because people are greedy or want more money, but because it leads to a happier life in certain ways.